Hola amigos, buenos tardes, Mazatlan, Teddy here. And today I'm gonna update you guys. I know it's been a while, but I want to do a quick update for you on the new extended blue line from the cruise terminal into the Central Historic District here in downtown Mazatlan. As those of you know, if you visited by cruise ship, when you come into Mazatlan, you get off the ship and you have a little trolley or something that will take you to the front gate, where you will walk through some shops and various places for food, and then you will get to the cruise terminal gates and you will see a plethora of taxis, buses, pulmonillas. Those are the little golf cart deals that are like taxis. And you have to kind of run that gauntlet to get to what we call the blue line. And that blue line is simply here to guide you from the cruise terminal into the downtown area for those of you who want to make that walk. It's a really easy walk, and it's really quite pleasant. You go through a really nice neighborhood called Plazuela, and then right into the historic district. Up until recently, you would get to a point on the blue line where I'm standing right now, which is, as you see over here, the Farmacia Guadalajara on this corner. There's an OXXO across the street on the other corner, and a kiosco. These are like 7-Elevens here on this corner. This intersection is the intersection of Calle Carnaval and Calle Miguel Alemán. And you will normally see, as you're walking through along the blue line through Plazuela, you will see people, volunteers dressed in blue shirts that clearly state they're volunteers. They're there to help you, give you directions. Most of us are people who live here full time. We're basically have expatriated. I would assume that's may not be the proper word, but that's kind of what everybody uses. We're either living here full time or here for 6 months or so at a time, and we try to help you make that walk. When you get to this corner, directly across from me at this crosswalk, there will be a blue tent. That is a tent sponsored by a group from the city that deals with tourists called CAPTA. And CAPTA will have a blue tent there. They'll have some folks there who will help you as well. But that is where, up until recently, the blue line actually physically ended on the sidewalk. Reason being, when you cross the street here, you are in the Central Historic District, and they did not want to paint the sidewalk in the downtown Central Historic District. So, recently, the commission, or I guess it's a non-profit organization that really deals with the El Centro, or the Central Historic District, made a decision that we could actually extend the blue line. One of the questions we always get when people cross this intersection is, uh-oh, I lost the blue line, where do we go? So I'm usually stationed right here, and then I would explain to them how to go. But about, I guess it's been now about a week, maybe 2 weeks, the Central Historic District group agreed to have the painting done on this side of the street. Now, it's not going to be right directly on the sidewalk, but it's going to be on the curb. So when you make this crossing here, and be sure to pay attention to the crossing lights, as I try to tell everybody in Mexico, traffic lights, traffic rules, regulations are pretty much suggestions So be careful and cross when it says to cross. We'll have people here helping you. But instead of looking on the sidewalk, look down to the left and you'll see this blue line running right along the top of the curb. So I'm going to take you for a walk from this location where you've come off the main part of the blue line. You've got the sign here that tells you the blue line, or the Linea Azul, is straight ahead. This blue line will take you into the Central Historic District and to Plazuela Machado, and on past there to the Cathedral and to the Pino Suarez Mercado, the big market. At this point, we don't have sidewalks painted to get you, other places, but that gets most people taken care of, and we have volunteers along the way that will get you, wherever you want to go. Keep in mind that the beach is to the left as we walk down here, and you can go down any of these streets really and get to the beach. It's only about a 4 to 6 blocks, depending on which street you go down, and you can get right down to the Malecon. So pretty easy to get around. And then once you're on the Malecon, you can go north, which is the direction I'm facing right now, and you can go by the historic Belmar Hotel, restaurants and shops, the Beatles Abbey Road replica with the life-size statue of the Fab Four, crossing the crosswalk, just like on the album cover. And then if you continue, you will come up to where the clavadistas, or the cliff divers, are. And as I tell everybody, the walk around the whole Central Historic District is about a 20-minute, 25-minute walk, just depending on how long you want to stop at each location. So I'm going to walk you in right now on this extended part of the blue line, and let you take a look at it so that you don't freak out when you get down here. It is an easy thing to follow. Keep in mind also that sidewalks can be a bit dangerous because they are oftentimes uneven. So if you are mobility challenged in any way, don't be afraid to move out into the street if you have to. But always be vigilant when walking the sidewalks, because you'll come up on broken sidewalks, places where there are no sidewalks, uneven sidewalks, driveways, garages, and all that kind of stuff, or here cocheras. This is Roosevelt, which is kind of the first street that you come to as you move down this new part of the blue line. Across here is a coffee shop, a really nice little lawn area where you can go have a cup of coffee, sit out, and if the weather is okay, you can enjoy that. And they'll have some music playing. They have some tours that you can do. But as you can see just to my left, the blue line along the curve, and we are in the Centro Histórico. Hola, buenos tardes. Keep in mind too, people, you're walking by people's homes, so you're going to encounter some folks, and just be friendly and understand that this is where these folks live, and enjoy the walk. I tell everybody as well, a lot of people, by the time they get to this area, just so you know, another coffee shop here, Café de Casa, another good place for a cup of coffee. But I tell people that, they look like they're kind of worn out sometimes, some folks. And I just tell them, get up into the plaza. There are plenty of benches and plenty of shade. Time, relax, enjoy your stay, enjoy the time here. It's a lovely downtown area. You know, you're going to see things that are in disrepair, things that are under repair, and but one particular street that you might want to visit is Angel Flores, going down towards the beach, and that's where you'll see some very colorful refurbished historic homes. There's a small Mercado. Another, this is a great ice cream shop, El Artesano, great for a ice cream cone after a nice dinner at one of the restaurants. And we are now walking right into Plazuela Machado, which is kind of, I would say it's sort of the heart of the downtown entertainment area, particularly for evening entertainment. On my right is the Angela Peralta Historic Theater, where we have a lot of productions. We have art shops and hola! A lot of functions down here. A lot of stuff goes on here in the evenings. I've done some videos in the evenings and they've been really nice. Ice cream. As you can tell, people here like ice cream. So I know Alma and I, when we have dinner, usually come out and get an ice cream cone. You know, walk around the plaza, walk around downtown. And this is Plazuela Machado. And like I say, there will be vendors out here. There'll be music going on. Great places to have comida or lunch and cena or dinner. And a great place to chill out. So folks, pardon me while I just sit and relax for a couple minutes. That's one of the nice things about walking the Blue Line. Once you get into the central part of the historic district here at Plazuela Machado, there are lovely, lovely shady bench areas to sit and just people watch and relax before you make your next part of your trek over to the Cathedral and to the Mercado, which we're going to do right now. So being all rested up and watching the workers cleaning up on the plaza here, getting ready for another busy day, why don't we take a walk on the second half of the extended Blue Line? As we saw coming up, once you get to the corner where the city group called CAPTA has their little blue tent, you know, as I said before, that's where the Blue Line used to end. But they have now continued the Blue Line through the historical district all the way to Plazuela Machado, and then again from there all the way to the Cathedral and the Mercado, since that's kind of the main route that most of the folks want to check out. There are plans to extend it to other areas. As a matter of fact, if you happened to notice on your walk from the cruise ship on the original part of the Blue Line, coming up to the CAPTA blue tent, there's a yellow stripe right next to that blue one. And at one point, they had intended that to be a continual line that would take you to places like the cathedral or to Olas Altas Beach or to other things. It just has not materialized that way. But anyway, let's continue our walk along the extended blue line. As I may have indicated earlier, the street that you're on when you're crossing into the historic district is a street called Carnaval, Calle Carnaval. For those of you arriving on a particular cruise line, that will be easy to remember. For others, just think of it as Carnival and have some fun. And it takes you right here to Plazuela Machado. So if you want to continue to the Cathedral and the Mercado, you stay on Carnaval. Direct walk straight across the Plazuela Machado, as we are doing here. And then you will see, as we get to the other side of the street here, as you cross Plazuela Machado, you will see the blue line, or the Linea Azul, again along the curb on the left-hand side. So we will begin the second half of the walk down the expanded blue line. This makes it so much easier and takes the confusion out of everything, because I know usually what I would have to do is tell people you go into Plazuela Machado and then 2 blocks past there, and then turn right and then go 2 blocks. Sometimes that gets confusing. So having this blue stripe really helps. It's funny, well, it's not really funny, but I would also tell people the street that you turn on down here is called Angel Flores, but there's not a street sign there, or at least there hasn't been. I mean, I'm sure it was there at one time, but it's no longer there. So I would tell people that it is a street called Angel Flores, but you won't see the street sign. But if you look directly across the street, when you get to the intersection, you will see a Kodak store. On my left here is a parking garage, basically. There's a gallery to the right. They're playing some music in there, but during our art walks, that's one of the galleries that's usually open. And we're coming up to Angel Flores right now, and as you can see across the street, there's the Kodak store. So here's where you will take that right turn, head down 2 more blocks to the Cathedral. Now, if you were to take the left here on this street, Angel Flores, as you go down this way, straight on this street, you will go past those lovely, colorful, restored homes on the right as you're headed down to Olas Altas and the Malecon. When you come off down at the Malecon, if you take just a left, jog a little bit, you will come to the area where the Beatles statues are, and you can walk the album cover of Abbey Road and have your picture taken with the Beatles statues as they walk across the crosswalk. Now, and if you go to the right when you get to the Malecon, you will go past the saltwater pool, and you will get to the area where the clavadistas, or the cliff divers, will be diving. But this is the intersection of Angel Flores and Carnaval. And this is where you will take a right. If we can get across, very confusing. Making it across, and you will pick up the blue line again in this area, again along the curve. This is getting further into the Old Town area. We will come upon another plaza or Plazuela here momentarily. As you can see, they've put this blue line right along the left side of the sidewalk. For years, they had resisted putting the blue line down here because it is a historical district, and they didn't want to paint on the sidewalks necessarily. But over time, they figured that it's such a benefit to help people navigate the historic district that they needed to find a way to put this together. So they decided that they could do it along the curb areas, not necessarily on the sidewalk. Now here you are. They stop you right in this plaza, and as you can see, we are right in front of the cathedral. So we'll continue that. This is a plaza that celebrates the Mexican Revolution. I've heard it called Revolution Plaza. But if you walk right through here, let's wait for traffic. And we pick up the blue line again along the curve. You'll note that there are lots of street vendors down here. Just to let you know, everything is safe to eat or drink. The only caution I give people if you're going to buy street food, make sure they're cooking it right there. Don't eat stuff that is not being cooked there. But yeah, the other thing is you'll see a lot of areas if you want to get your shoes shined or cleaned. You will see that in this plaza. And here we go again. The blue line again on the left along the curb. And from this point we go past the department store, the Liverpool, which is one of the large department store chains here in Mexico. You know, it's like a J.C. Penney or a, you know, any of the ones you might see, Macy's, or any of those that you would see in the States or Canada, whatever. We will come to an intersection right here where there is a Panama restaurant, and I may have mentioned this before. Panama restaurant started here in Mazatlan with a couple ladies basically who just did baking, and it got so popular that it's now a very successful restaurant chain. And I compare it to kind of like a Marie Callender, for those of you in the States, known for their baked goods, their pastries and things like that, but they're full-blown restaurants now. So this is the final bit of the blue line. As you were coming up just past this little street here on the right is the Pino Suarez market, or the Mercado. And so this will end this episode of Buenos Dias Mazatlan. Now you'll see the buses here on this side. These buses are picking up people and heading north. Some will go, the green bus here will go along the Malecon. The white buses will go out into the neighborhoods, basically. This is the pickup for folks needing to go north out of downtown. On the other side of the market will be the buses coming into town, heading south. And on that side, the green buses will take you from the Malecon to the Mercado, and then actually down to El Faro and the lighthouse. The white buses will again head out into the neighborhoods. This area gets very, very busy. So expect, it to be crowded. The Mercado is a sight to see. You want to go in. Upstairs are a lot of different food stalls, food stands, small restaurants. There are also food outlets on the lower level, even on the inside. You can grab some tacos, ceviche, whatever. You also have to understand it is a wet market, so be aware that there will be areas where they will be chopping up meat, chicken, etc., etc., and you may see things that you don't normally see in your supermarket at home. But anyway, let's wind this down for today. All in all, it is a good thing for the cruise passengers that they've extended this blue line all the way here to the Mercado. Now, there is talk about possibly doing this heading down to the Malecon, so that might be the next step that we get. But for now, from the Pino Suarez Mercado in the historic downtown district of Mazatlan, this is Teddy signing off for Buenos Dias Mazatlan. Peace out, people. Thank you.